Everybody who has stepped into the First Descendant has probably come across a new favourite weapon. From the first paltry drop you just can't let go of, to the maxed out crafted ultimate you slaved hours upon hours to get. But what does your favourite weapon say about you in the First Descendant, the Crossplay Open Beta edition? Wonder no more though, because I'm here to tell you. Albinism. Albinism is, was, could be your first true love in the First Descendant other than Bunny obviously. Albinism has no business to be as good as what it actually is, but given that it was probably one of your first drops as you got into the game, you're reluctant to let it leave your side. For that reason, you've probably got it at proficiency level 69 already, and because you haven't figured out how weapon transfusion works yet, it's probably still stuck at the lowly level 1. You've even accidentally deleted it a handful of times by using the mass junk option without realising you could have saved the original version by pressing this button right here. Don't worry, we all know that it's the original one in your inventory. The Nightmare Hound. You are the backbone of your random match-made team, dishing out the damage from way back when, and swear by taking crit spots down in intercept battles from the safety of the next postcode. This standard scout rifle is far from standard, or at least that's what you first thought when you started popping heads with it. Once you started using it though, you definitely forgot about swapping to other weapons as it just feels so damn good. It has such a clean sight too, you maybe even thought you were back playing CSGO, but with a funky aliens mod, until you realised that you had the close quarters shut down with whatever ability you randomly decided to spam as hordes of enemies hunt you down, all the while you stay hard scoped with your finger on the trigger. Assassin's Edge. You live by the creed and die by the creed, and that's the only thing that drew you to trying out this rare hand cannon when it first dropped. You then took a closer look, and oh my god, a mother dragon. Now that you're the Assassin Dragon Slayer, slayer of all assassin dragons, you're cool as fuck and only you know it. Nobody cares what gun you're using, especially a hand cannon in a sci-fi third person action shooter, but oh boy, are you going to use it, and use it well. Even if you're a scrub and don't have the currency to buy the dragon, you're going to use it everywhere and mod it out to the maximum until finally you can enter the dragon. The Last Night Shotgun.
I'm Batman.
Thundercage. Thundercage gives you some strange Destiny 2 vibes, like I'm sure I've seen you before but I just can't quite put my finger on it. You're definitely a bunny main because those go together like forks and lightning. You've even rubbed your knees furiously to create so much static when you saw that this was the next quest after crafting bunny, and you eagerly leaped into the sterile lands to get your hands on it. Firing this thing makes you feel alive as your enemies explode with an electric shockwave that you're sure is doing something, but even if it isn't, it just looks cool anyway. You've probably added all the electric mods you can find and more onto it because you're a mad scientist and nobody can stop you. The Cygnus. You worry too much. Did you leave the oven on? Did you forget to turn your straighteners off? Did you set the house alarm? And did you remember to reload the Cygnus? Fortunately, you don't need to worry about the last one because Cygnus has a huge magazine size, and that's why this is your favourite weapon. You can just keep your finger on the trigger until there are no more problems in front of you anymore. Hey, what's that burning I can smell? The Tamed Beast. This is what you will be when you get locked away after spending too much time looking through the list of descendants. Dogma 21. You are a ghostbuster at heart, but your only wish is that the beam had a bit more, how should I say it, girth. However, you're happy with your laser beam no matter its size, and take pride in the fact that you literally see nobody else ever use one. You've modded it out so that it shoots fire, because why the hell not, and have mastered the wacky recoil that kicks out like a mule, even with stabilizer mods equipped. You definitely don't understand the beam rifle or even know what it's good for, but it crushes everything and that's all that really matters. The Recipient Unknown. You take this game seriously. You know how the mods work, the perfect critical hit chance for all weapons, and you take the chance out of that by using this sniper. You don't mess around when it comes to DPS, and because of that, this is actually illegal in 9 countries. It's quite the formidable weapon. They've done studies, you know, 60% of the time, it works every time. And yes, that doesn't make any sense, so take this bad boy for a spin and make it purr as you single-handedly take out the Colossi. Naziestra's Devotion. The ultimate hand cannon, which was some random reward for doing something during the beta, but you're not quite sure what it was you did exactly to earn it, but now it'll never leave your side. You're a hand cannon main at heart in every single game that you play, and when you read the Fanatism perk, it got your pulse racing at the thought of debuffing targets for free. You particularly enjoy the crisp sound it makes after each shot, and swear by it dishing out the pain to chunkier enemies when clearly a more heavy hitting option would be way better. You enjoy the simple things in life, like walks in the countryside, reading the local newspaper and listening to K-pop on a Sunday morning. The hero's scar. You're a person of class, style and sophistication. The hero's scar oozes with all of that, and that's why you were drawn to it as soon as it landed in your inventory. You were already familiar with the Nightmare Hound, and so the hero's scar was the natural evolution. You sleep with this under your pillow each night and couldn't imagine life any other way without it. Subconsciousness. This rare shotgun subconsciously wants you to hit the subscribe button for more First Descendant content. You enjoy being up close and personal and don't see a problem in going toe to toe with the Grave Walker. You definitely picked Ajax as your first character and literally have no desire to craft or unlock any more Descendants because with your trusty shotgun by your side, nothing can beat you. You enjoy taunting your enemies with emotes before blasting them to pieces. Unfortunately, because you're a crazed psychopath, you have not just one but 3 shotguns equipped for good measure. You're always looking for ways with your mods to get the most amount of ammo for your shotguns, and the only thing you truly desire is to upgrade to the Smithereen shotgun. One day, sweet child, one day. Young Noble's Ambition. Young Noble's Ambition is a scout rifle of all time. No, this isn't becoming a scout rifle tier list, but if it was, you'd probably rank this at B tier. It's good, but it's only because of its looks that it places so high. And that's why this is your favourite. It may be average to use, but it's ridiculously good looking just like you. You stare at each other longingly over a bowl of spaghetti on a warm summer's night as your teammates dive headfirst into battle, shaking their heads in disbelief. This scout rifle reminds you of your younger days and makes you wonder how it all went so wrong. Millennium Frost. You only like this because its name has a close link to your favourite Star Wars character. Despite it looking nothing like the Millennium Falcon, you love this hand cannon and even make spaceship zoom noises each time you shoot something with it. Zoom, 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 zoom. Your favourite catchphrase is, and you main the tech guy because he can make futuristic looking robots that you affectionately call C-3PO and R2-D2. You always run into your battles not really thinking about the consequences, and through downright doggedness, determination and a ton of luck, you end up coming out unscathed. The Red Wolf. You think you're John Wick, but way cooler. Let me know what your favourite weapons were in the First Descendant and what this says about you. Now try not to get salted by watching this next video where I tell you to play the game in 30 frames per second, but it doesn't really matter how many frames you use because you'll play it however the f*** you want to anyway.